Hello guys, Fake here 97 here. Welcome to another video. This time I spoke already about my third, pick for my favorite cartoon series in Nickelodeon. There I spoke about the series The Fairly Odd Parents, and I wanted to make a video. I make a video right now where I speak about my favorite characters. I have two favorite characters of the series, and yeah, let's jump into it. The Fairly Odd Parents, my favorite characters there. As I said, I have two. Here we see the intro picture. Yeah, of course there are a lot of characters, and it's an own world in the series. And the first character I want to show you is a little bit obvious because it's the main protagonist. It's the main character of the show. It's Timmy Turner. Yeah, Timmy Turner is one of the two characters who are my favorite characters of the show. I just want to speak briefly in the video about them. I even don't write a script or something. I just want to talk a little bit about their character more and why they are my favorite characters. Timmy Turner. The basics I told you in the video where I speak about the series, but why I like him so much is why he's the main protagonist and he's growing up throughout the series. You see, he has his fairies with their magic powers, and yeah, it's kind of what can you learn from this character, or what can you learn with Timmy? And Timmy, of course, he is a kid. He is a child, so he sees something or something isn't so good, and then he makes a wish and thinks that's what he wanted to often, but then he realizes that's not always as good as I thought it is, and he is constantly learning something about the world and about himself as a person, and that's what I like so much about him. I mean, he has this fairies and he has magical powers, and that reminds me, if you relate this to the real world, how often children, they're often living in their own world, you can say, and that helps them to live and to get positivity and enjoyment. And they, even when bad things happen, I mean, he get his fairies because he was in bad situations often. That helps to be in their own world. It helps often children to handle the situation, and it's sometimes crushed by reality. And that reminds me, in a way, this character shows this, because he has real magic in this world. Real magic exists, and so he does something. For example, he wanna eat sweet things all the time or stuff like that, and he wishes for it. So he doesn't want to eat, I don't know, vegetables or vitamins or something like that. And then he sees after a while, I doesn't feel very well. I thought it's awesome to do that. I always thought, why I don't need I need, why do I need vitamins or something? Why I cannot always eat chocolate cakes or something like that? And then he realizes, to eat it all the time, it doesn't feel very good, it feels good when you when s- when it is something special, and then you are happy about it and you feel like, yeah, I can eat my chocolate cake finally. But when you always eat, I don't know, sweet things or stuff like that, then you feel it feels not good anymore. You're just getting, fat or something, and you doesn't really do so much, and you doesn't have this enjoyment anymore of of it. Yeah. And that's, so he constantly learning something about his life. For example, because I speak now about the series Cosmo and Wanda, I watched it on the I saw it one episode in the TV, um, of the Very Odd Parents again, and there you saw Timmy Turner, and he thinks his life is so hard and bad, and his mother doesn't see it, and so he wishes for, um, that they are that he is his mom, that because he thinks, yeah, she always said I have to do that and I have to do that, and she doesn't know what it means to be me and to be her. He thought it's pretty easy. You just be at home as a housewife and say, to your child what he has to do all the time. That's how he sees his mother. And then, um, they you can say, the mind, because he wished for it, the mind is changing, so his mother becomes him, or is in his body, and he is in the body of his mother. And then he sees, it's not so easy to be to be my mother, to be me, or to be she hasn't the life I thought. She had some difficulties too, you know. So in the end, he wants to become himself again. And what's pretty interesting is that his mother, she's doing pretty well as Timmy Turner in his life, but in the end, she also sees things she wouldn't. Yeah, she also is not so happy with it, and so, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, they learn a lot from this wish, they you see, it's a thing of perspective, from his perspective in the beginning, his mother had an easy life, being at home all the time, and say to her son what he has to do, but he doesn't see that, all the things she's doing when she's at home. And yeah, the reasons why she did what she did, and it's pretty interesting. So he's constantly learning something from his wishes, and growing up, you can say. And it's like in the real movies are a little bit different from the cartoon series. I like the cartoon series more than the, um, real movies, I have to say. But or the movies, but, yeah, the series is constantly about growing up, you can say, because, he make the wishes. He sees the failures of his thoughts, you can say, and he tries to to get back. And so he's constantly learning, and he has to learn how to live in a good way, in the end, without his fairies, because, at one point he will lose his fairies, and then he's alone. And so he has to learn how to handle situations. That's pretty interesting. Here you see a picture. I showed this picture even in the video where I speak about they're all pictures I showed you before. And yeah, they are Cosmo and Wanda are making a wish for Timmy, and it looks, yeah, very, it could end up being painful. But first of all, he seems to be happy, and I like it because it's always he wishes for something, then he sees the bad thing, and then he have to solve the problem in the end. Yeah, and he learns always something from from it, from the story. And again, I wanted to say something about he's voiced by voice actress Tara Strong, and I have here picture again, and here picture again, and I wanted to bring some things up what I feel I have to explain something I couldn't explain before. For example, in the on the left side, um, um, at the bottom, you see this bald guy here, and I said before I don't know from which series he comes from. This character. I also bring I just bring the word Chengongu. Um, yeah, I just thought of it, and now I know from which series this character comes from. It's from Shaolin, I have to think about it. Shaolin, Shaolin Showdown. So this character, this bald character at the bottom, is called Omi or Umi from Shaolin Showdown, or there's a spin-off from the series called Shaolin Chronicles, and this character is called Omi or Umi. Umi in Japanese means water, and this character had some, yeah, what from some abilities based off the element water. So yeah, because I couldn't say it in and when we're in the video where I speak about the series before, so I bring it up now. So it's from Shaolin Showdown, the character, and also here in the on the left behind, directly on the left behind, not behind, on the left from Tara Strong, you see there teddy bear called Ted from Ted 1 and 2 here in the middle of the picture. And I said Ted is voiced, or Ted is I looked for it in the internet, and Ted is really, the character is voiced by Seth MacFarlane, who produced or who is the creator from the movies Ted and Ted 2. But he voiced Ted, but there's a function where Ted always said or has to say, because he's a toy who becomes, who gets a real character and is then a real person, you can say, as a toy, but he still has the body of a toy or is a toy. And if you touch him at his stomach, or if you hug him, there is a voice, because he because of a wish he came to life, but he is a toy figure, a toy in general, a teddy bear. So there's a function where he says always then, I love you, and this voice is voiced by Tara Strong. I just want to bring it up. And yeah, because I didn't know it when I made the video about the series. So now we come to my other favorite character of the series, and or I always just couldn't get pictures of Wanda and Cosmo. But my other favorite character of the series is Cosmo, and it's because Cosmo is funny, and you can say Wanda and Cosmo are from their characters are pretty good to learn something from them, and are showing off things that also Timmy has, because Cosmo is the one who is always making something for fun and doesn't really think about it before he does something. So he just do something even when it's not very clever, or when he never thought through his actions. And Wanda is the complete opposite. So always in the beginning, Timmy and Cosmo make something and it goes wrong, and then Wanda has to fix it. And that shows also Timmy's character and things that are important for him. Because in the beginning, in life, you have always to start with something or to do something in order to do something, And then you see what goes wrong, and or what is wrong and what is right. And but first of all, you have to do it, and then you have then there come then you see some problems are coming and stuff like that, and then you have to solve these problems. And these both characters show it. Cosmo, you shouldn't Cosmo's a really good guy and he always tries to help, but if you really have a problem, he's not the right kind of fairy you should ask for help. Wanda is the kind who cares and who can solve in the end or finds a solution. But Wanda isn't so much, yeah, doesn't take so much action. There's not to have a story and to learn something, you first of all have to do something, and it doesn't mean always to be in order, or to thought through it too much and do nothing because it could go wrong. So you need to have both kinds. At first you have to do something, and then you 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 need to bring a solution to the problems you have. So you need both kind of characters, both kind of abilities. Yeah, because you need these. For example, animals, when they are childs, when they are the children of animals, they are playing a lot, and it's a good thing because they are learning with it. They are doing some stuff. I don't know. Just it's like human children. They're doing something, and because it's funny, and then maybe they get hurt, and then they know, oh, that wasn't good. So I doesn't do that anymore. They it's a constantly learning process, and yeah. And again, without Cosmo, without the failures of Cosmo, there wouldn't be so much stories, And so, because of the funniness of Cosmo, and because of his, even though he should think through his actions, it's always his failures are often a start for an episode, or for the yeah, not for an episode, but for a story. It goes wrong, then what do we do? That's always the question. And yeah, so that makes it kind of interesting. And yeah, so Cosmo and Timmy are my favorite characters personally of the show. And yeah, here we see Cosmo and Wanda again in his fish form, in their fish form. And yeah, and of course he's voiced by, as I said in the series before, in the original language by Darren Norris. I thought I said in the video before, where I speak about the series, I said enough about Darren Norris. So yeah, here are just again some characters he voiced also. And that's it for now. That's it for the video. And see you guys. I have one other pick, the German intro picture. And see you.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed to watch the video. Bye bye.